I'm just back from work, and it's like almost 11 p.m. for me. I'm just eating my dinner right now. I work until like 9:45 today p.m. So yeah, pretty nice. Sorry if you guys hear eating sounds. My dinner tonight is um tomato and egg soup with rice. Yeah, and do like kind of like go through most of it before they start the run. Don't necessarily need to wake up early tomorrow, but I need to wake up at morning for work. So the faster I finish my dinner, the faster I can go to sleep, and I can sleep more if I finish my dinner faster. I'm actually quite excited. This will be my first time using Frederican Defensio in raids. I used Buster yesterday and it's pretty well. I would like to post the video for you guys, but the thing is, yesterday it's too laggy to the point that I got DC from the server while I'm still connected to my internet. Like, everyone in Discord can hear my voice, I can hear them. My YouTube music is still playing, but the server just decided to disconnect me. So I can't upload the video anymore because it doesn't let me revive, and I can't see my DPS anymore. So, hopefully I'll get a better run this reset so I can share my Buster runs to you guys. I also got a Buster run awakening, although the gear is like slightly weaker than right now because of the conversion enhancements. But I think it will still be a good comparison. Before I DC'd, I did check my DPS meter quite a few times. It's around like 40? Yeah, 40 for my DPS. Was it for B? Yeah. It's pretty high. Still waiting on them to start the run. They are doing a service run today because they have people missing. And they are finding new members right now. So you'll likely see us like running service run around this time. If I can run it myself, then I'll likely stream it. If I can't, then I'll get a friend to play instead, and they won't be able to stream. Thank you. Tomorrow, I think at probably 11 a.m. or 12 a.m. for you guys, I'm going to stream Frozenness on NA. I'm not sure what class I'm using because I'm usually told like last minute, which is really fun. Like, I'm at the time when I need to use Mystic Knight. It's like 30 minutes before the run, she told me, "Oh, you're using Mystic Knight today." And I'm like, I don't really know the class. I did play it in dungeons, and I think I know how it works. It's quite fun. Luckily, I'm very fast in adapting new classes, and I enjoy playing new classes, so it's not a big issue for me. But yeah. Long time no see. Service for 70%? I have no idea. I didn't take the clients. Not sure if you guys can hear me eating. If it's really annoying for you guys, just tell me. Then I'll just close the mic and reply in typing. Yum. I like rice really much, especially when it's like in soup. So that's not that dry, and then it's very easy to eat. Don't need to chew too much. Use Kali class. I don't think NA got geared Kali for me to pilot. I actually don't mind. Like, I know most of the Kali and except for the int Kalis. I don't play DS and SC, but I played BD, SD, and OE before. I mained OE and BD for like a few weeks, so it's not that bad. SD I pilot for Somi before, like before when he's still Yejilov. When he can't come, usually I take over and I play his SD for the raid team. Sorry, but yeah. The only class that I don't play at all will be like the warrior class, except for MK. Now I know how to play MK, but I don't know how to play the rest of the warrior classes. I probably know how they work, maybe. Like, at least I know how Moonlord works, because previously when Evades was playing Moonlord, I did a lot of calculations for him on stuff. So I read a lot of the skill description, so I kind of know that how the bubble system and everything works. That's that. But for the other classes, I have no idea what they are doing. Even for DA, I didn't play any warrior class. For academic class, I know how to play SS and physician. I think I know how to play RM, because I heard it's not a very big difference from the old version. Like, there's the reset, but if it's still the DDJ focus, then it's not that big of a difference. Adept, I heard how it works, so I probably can play it too. Maybe not that well, but I think with like just a few runs of STG or BTG, I can get it, like at least better than MK. Yeah. Let me think. What other classes? I don't know. I have no idea how to play. Artillery. I think Tempest. I also don't know how to play, but then they made it really easy right now because of the Hurricane Dance and the Dual J system. So I don't think it will be that hard. Yeah. Like, I really like the Rune and Dual J system because it makes classes easier to play for me. Yeah, I would like to play Windwalker again, but the issue is that I don't have a conversion Windwalker in my account, and don't have the TD, don't have the gears, I have nothing on Windwalker. Yeah, very sad, but nothing I can do. She was really fun though. I did play Windwalker again in the Rift. She's really bad in Rift, but it's quite fun. Like most of her damage comes from the Second Awakening skills. And even with Showtime on, you still don't really do that much damage just because the boss is like not really good for the bubble skill. I forgot what's it called, but it's like a 3-second CD or 5-second CD bubble skill. Yeah, most of the time you can't land that because it's too small. And you'd be right in front of the boss or right inside the boss. Yeah, it's not doing that much damage. But she's fun. I like how she works. Yeah, it's still in my account. I sometimes play her in Rift, but then now I don't even log in DM much, so yeah, probably won't play her. I did keep all her costumes though. Okay, I guess they are ready. Exciting. Just going to finish my food. I'm actually so very far from finishing. I think I finished like half of it, so it's not that bad. For Lancia, I'll probably gear her so that she can get the STGOB 20 title, the hero title. Then that's all. I'm not going to play her anymore because I don't have the TD for any Lancia class and she doesn't have a good goddess plate. Plus it just costs too much to gear another character. It's dinner! Make dinner. But yeah. Unless they made it so that I can transfer stuff more. Otherwise, it's a bit hard for me to start a new class. Oh, I didn't. Because, like, even if I buy the Lancia package, there's, like, no contents that I can do the Lancia with. My OF, I'm not even using it anymore. My BP OB20 clear, I also didn't use it anymore. Just don't have time for it. Even if my BP have, like, dual TD, I just never use it anymore. Let me see if I paste my PC specs somewhere. I remember I did, but just not sure which channel. Oh, it's. Oh, are they? Okay, it's not me. GTX 970M. i7 4720HQ. More like my gears are stuck there. I really like to play new classes, but they made it really hard for you to change classes now. If they let you server storage conversions, maybe I got a chance to play other classes, but they don't let you do that. So there's only that many characters I can manage. I mean, at least it doesn't make sense to me to gear up subs, especially when your conversion is forever plus 0. The only reason I'm still gearing this Defensio a bit is because like tanker have like slightly less requirements in terms of gearing compared to other DPS classes. But then she's usually treated as a DPS in raid, so no difference. I still get kicked because they beat me as a DPS, not as a tanker. So in the end, it's just that I'm lazy to sell Defensio gears. That's why she's still here. Yeah. Thank you, Jenna. Insights on Cleric Fair Awakening. So far, all of them looks pretty good. Like Guardian one looked good. Saint one actually good too. I saw Chinese players sharing their spread in their forums. The new rune skill, not really new, but just after they boosted, it deals more than their BBJ and DBJ combined, I think. Yeah, with like 800% on it, and their skill G are plus 15. So the Saint one is actually pretty good. The only issue is that it's not really good when the boss keeps on moving. That's it. Guardian one, a lot of people are overhyping it, saying that it's the best tinker class. I highly doubt it, because the Defensio boost is actually very big too. It's just that people don't really play the class, so there's no proper tests of it. But the Guardian one, some people hype it so that it's stronger than Crusader. I'm doubtful. It's common for me to have shit FPS. If you want to see bad FPS rating, find my Gus Connor raid video. Inquis is also good, but they say there might be a bug on Mindbreaker, so that's doing so much damage. I'm not really sure because everyone's saying a different thing. I'll say best is just wait for either CDN or the Taiwanese server to actually have it, and you get like whales comparing, then it's better. I think I'm max stuff now. Really? I don't really know. They say that the Mindbreaker damage is bugged, so yeah, probably best to wait for people with better gears to test it, so that we can have a better comparison. Oh, I forgot to open my it's on me. exploded. I'm actually doing not bad. Hello. I feel like I play really bad this run, but it's actually okay. Oh, they're still doing one more run. Okay.
이쪽으로 오렴. 이쪽으로 오렴.
Yay, salary. Yay, I got some income. I finally can craft stuff. What's this? Okay. I feel like I can do 2-4 in this party. I mean the total damage reached for should be like 2.7, 2.8 in terms of DPS. Yeah. Just now I'm not really playing really well because like a lot of stuff that I should have blocked or should have iframe go through my iframe and block. Or more like the server lag is just but it's okay.
그러던가.
At least I didn't die from it. Yum. They're probably going to run one more run, I think. Yum. Okay. Amazing. I finished my dinner. But yeah, so hard to DPS when server's laggy on Defensio. And like for the first 10 minutes, I think I'm forgetting that my Third Awakening passive, the cross counter, is on my left click. So used to do right click because the Buster one is right click. I forgot which click is impact. Let me just check. Maybe also right click. Impactor. Impactors, how much is... Oh, Impactor is also left. Only Buster is right click? Yeah, only Buster is right click. Okay. Play too many Buster, I need to play more Defensio Impactor. We need to ask. Okay. Where's Lokai? Where's Jimmy? Mystic Knight? Using VDJ and DDJ. Usually they use VDJ and DDJ because what's it called again? Oh yeah. Because BMJ is really hard to use, especially if you have overrunning runes. You might not have enough bubbles. Our Buster good for raid. Hi. don't understand what this guy's asking. Hi. Buster is pretty good. But then again, you need to have people party you first. You want to check this one? Should be VDJ and DDJ. Like all of them will use VDJ, DDJ. Yep, no worries. I want to play better. I was thinking that I can maybe reach higher if I play better. I don't know if there's any adjustment I can make. I feel like this is what I can do right now. We'll see. Defensio DPS is actually pretty good now. Hello. Top Machina last season. Let's see. C is Impactor, because Insanya's gear isn't really that good. And also Buster Backton is pretty weak. But right now I think the other gear Impactor didn't do his STG yet, so it looks like my Buster is stronger, but I think he can do faster than my Buster timing, because my Buster is a bit under geared. Not really under geared, like over geared, but then under geared compared to other OBE 22 classes, because I don't have TD, only have a tail, and I don't have the right plate. My plate is only like 131, not 200%. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure Impactor can be faster than Buster. if I have a gear Defensio, I probably can do faster than my Buster too. I mean, not a gear Defensio, but if I do a Defensio ST ranking on my main, then yes, I can be faster than my Buster. Oh, the Buster DPS is not really that good. A lot of setting ups, and it's very easy for you to use DPS in combat. Good morning, Kenneth. Rina be the best Makina class. Depends on how you like the playstyle. Rina's AoE are all like very small, and she didn't really get that much boost this patch. I think it will be harder for her to do higher natural combat against like Impactor if the Impactor is really good. Because Impactor technically have higher damage right now because of the Limit Runner runes. And also the 20% attack buff. Well, Rina only get the full up rune buff. Not really that much of a big deal. But yeah. Maybe after the 15% flying knee kick buff, Rina will be the strongest Makina again. But right now I think Impactor has a high chance, like very fat chance to win Rina. It's very unlikely that Buster can win any of them.
좀 보여줄까?
신나게 놀아보자.
Max stats. Oh, defense slightly weaker. That should be fine. Yeah. 299. I don't know. I'm not the one taking money. I'm just here because I got money. I didn't expect there's money too. flight delay. This is like big delay. This is very far from flight delay. Everything is fucking delayed. I still didn't reach 4 because people died. Feels bad. So full. I don't know. I don't really care. Like, honestly, if you ask me, as long as you can clear it, it's good. But every party is different. Like, some party are just clearing for fun, so they don't really care that much on their performance in raid. And some party are like friend parties that got a few people that's very concerned of their performance. It really depends, like which kind of party you are in, and if you make sure that you're a good fit of your party, then you can't really say anything. I feel there's no point of comparing different ratings, because some ratings, it's actually better if you do lower DPS. Yeah, like I've been to quite a few ratings in my past like 7 years of Dragonist. 6 years? Yeah, it should be 6 years. Past 6 years of Dragonist. Some party they want everyone to be average, so if you are doing a bit more, or if you do more than whoever that's the top 1 DPS there, people will be unhappy. So it really depends on what team you're in. Like, I feel, yeah, it doesn't really matter. And some people just get triggered pretty easily when you talk about DPS. Maybe in their team it's something that you shouldn't really say because they are a fun team that doesn't really care that much, which is understandable. I've been to that kind of team also. Every time when I started to ask why certain people's performance aren't really that good compared to other teams, people aren't happy. So it really depends on what type of the raid team you're in. Yeah. That's what I can say. Like, I feel you shouldn't really feel that bad when people are commenting on your gameplay, because for me, a lot of people said that I'm shit at the game even though they are even worse than me. Sometimes it's better for just to let it go and don't really talk anything about it. You can just say that, like, if people question me about, like, why is blah 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 doing solo in your party, I'll say that our party doesn't, it's like just friends raiding together, so we don't really care about the DPS. As long as they are alive, it's good enough for me. That's what I always said when people say asking me why a certain member of my team is doing low DPS. Because honestly, being alive is more important than doing high DPS in my opinion. Like at least you can slowly learn if you're alive, and you can probably do better if you try. OF, no, DDJ is better than STG. No, it's not the party composition thing. You can actually compare DPS on different party composition, but it doesn't really matter. They can still clear S1. Like you got people who's not doing 100% of their DPS. It doesn't matter, they clear S1. It's not like they have a progress difference, and it's not like people in their team are complaining about it. If no one has any issue in your team about it, that's all good. If there's people who have issues with it, then that's a problem. Like in your team. What other people said, not important at all. Because they're not in your team. Why do you even bother about thinking about it? Like, you can compare DPS in a different party lineup, because if you are really good, your DPS should be high. Like, even if you are like about the same in terms of gears, you should have similar DPS, at most like 10 to 20% off. But if it's like very big DPS difference, then someone's not doing their job, you can say that. But the thing is, whether their party is okay with it, if their party is okay with the DPS, then all good. Yeah, that's what I can say. Like, you 100% can compare a different party lineup to different party lineup in DPS. But the point is, there's no point of doing so unless you really want to change your raid member and saying that, hey, you're doing a shit job, get out of my party. Otherwise, there's no point doing that. If other party compare to you and they clear about the same time as you, they are not in a faster progress than you, why care about it? New J, Small Splendor. Yeah, they are releasing lower lab of Frozen Nest, so definitely everyone can try it. But what I'll say is that, yeah. I find it very boring that people get triggered from asking why is a certain class doing solo in your party. There's a lot of better ways to reply to it, or just reply that like our party is just fun. We're fun. Or just say they have gear difference, or say they have for fun. Like, or my party asked them to not DPS that much so that everyone is alive. A lot of better ways of replying, but well, DPS rating competition. Well, like, I think Kenneth is just asking why is it like a bit low, cause the yeah. Very hard for me to comment properly. It doesn't need to be a DPS competition, but it's just asking why is it that low. You can just reply they are playing safe, which is an okay answer. Like, they can't say anything about it if you say they are just playing safe. Yeah. You don't need to like be so triggered and say like a bunch of things. You just say they are just playing safe. That's all. Like before, when I was raiding with in Fox, when I was raiding with my friend's party, I also got people asking me why this guy is doing so low. I just say they are playing safe, which is not wrong. I just told them that I care more about them being alive than them doing high DPS, because we can clear even like if they are not doing 100% of what they could have done. we still can clear as long as they are alive. Because dead DPS is dead DPS, alive DPS is alive DPS. That's like what I feel is the most important in raiding. Like at least you need to stay alive first. Well, I think Kenneth is comparing same class to same class, which is why he's half his question. But in the end, you shouldn't be triggered for this kind of questions. You could have just say like they are playing safe, or my party focus on people being alive more than high DPS damage, because we can clear. Yeah, I can say something like that. But DPS and player piloting skills is always related. Like there's no way it's not related. Yeah. I think nothing much to say. Like even before STG is released, this is a common thing. This is not news. Even before STG is there, we always got people comparing. And back in Rune, even got like Abyss Walker players ask me to pilot their characters so they can see how high their character can actually do in raids, so that they can apply to raid parties. So they just ask me do one run and I do a very high DPS for his gears. He's happy. I'm happy too. Like I actually want to know like how much damage I can do by playing slightly safer. But yeah, it's always related, like piloting skills and DPS difference. And you always got people asking questions because they just want to know. Like it's not a new thing that the internet's full of toxic people or full of people that have a lot of questions. If you look at all the comments I get in the past 6 years, a lot of people are saying that I'm not playing well. Even if they can't give me someone who plays better than me for me to reference. Like, if you got people asking why this guy's DPS is so low, it's actually a good thing because you can motivate whoever that's doing the low DPS to do higher by trying to play better, doing better in-game decisions. Like, I also started like playing very safe and doing kind of low in raids, and I need the pressure to improve myself and get used to better DPS windows. Like when I first started IDN, I was playing super safe, and I feel really bad at watching my old videos. Yeah, and then later on, because they compare other parties' Raven DPS with my Raven, so I get like pressured, and I want to perform better. But it's not the case for everyone, so as a party leader or whatever you are, you should decide what's best for your team. If your party member doesn't like the comment or will be very triggered if you mention it to them, just reply they are playing safe, and you as a party leader think that staying alive is more important, so you didn't ask them to try and risk in DPS window that they are not familiar with. Yeah. Hello. But yeah, I do think that comparing same class in different parties is a good thing. Like people will try to play better so that they can reach higher DPS. But if they are very conscious about their piloting or conscious about their gaming ability, then it might not work the right way. So if that's the case, you shouldn't reply in a way that will trigger people, yeah? Or you shouldn't sound triggered so that the discussion can end. Yeah. But you like, it's really common for raids for people to compare each other's DPS. Because some people want to do a DPS ranking chart, like a DPS tier list. So this kind of information is really important for them. And like for me, before I like to ask people about their DPS so that I can compare their gears in the class, so I can make a tier list for people. Yeah, like it's not that uncommon, and it's actually not. It's not like very offensive for people to ask this kind of question, because in the end, it's very common for raid teams to compare DPS. Yeah, sorry, I'm just repeating myself. But yeah, well, now it becomes a drama for everyone to watch. Good for us. I just hope that I won't be dragged into it, because I'm really over having to have like dramas. Like sometimes being Dragoness YouTuber is just like asking people to start drama with you, especially if you are actively raiding and you are in like one of the higher good progress teams. It's like drama will come to find you even if nothing happened. Meta class? Well, meta class is a thing, but you need people who know how to play meta class so that the class is actually meta. Like, before, when Ruina is super OP, the strongest DPS in the whole game, she's a meta class, but a lot of people don't know how to play her properly. So, their DPS isn't really up to the standards of a meta Ruina DPS. That's the thing. Like, you can just say that the pilot isn't really used to this type of gameplay, because some people just prefer to play a certain class, or some people didn't find the class that suits them the most. So their DPS will be lower on a meta class compared to a non-meta class. It really depends on people. But meta class is important for raids so that you don't need to gear that much to clear a raid if you perform properly. Like back in Treasure Nest, having a Mara and not having a Mara, two completely different stories in terms of your party DPS composition. Not only because Mara is meta, it's because Mara has such a good DPS environment that it's really stable and you can rely on whoever that's playing it to not die unless they're super bad. But generally meta class and raid parties just saying that a class has very good DPS environment, high damage. So if you gear it, you can cover some of your other non-meta class DPS. It's not necessarily needed because non-meta DPS can do pretty good and pretty well. But the only issue is that most of them are non-meta because they require more gears to do the same damage, or they require more skill to do the same damage. Which in raid is not really a good thing. Like for me, I play Makina. It's a high risk, high reward class in general. Like most of them are melee and most of them have small AoE. We do have like slightly higher skill damage, but the issue is that it's really easy for Makinas to die, especially when they are playing aggressive. For an Impactor, it's really easy for you to have low DPS if you want to stay alive, because to have a good DPS, you need to play very aggressive, and you need to put your life on the line, which is not a good thing for explorations because you will die early, and when you die early, you won't learn anything, and you will feel bad too. Majesty. DDJ still do more damage because STG boss is big enough, like LF DDJ is big enough for you to get like enough hits. So it's still better. Like most of the LF that use all 3 Js told me that DDJ in general is best for STG, but outside of STG, BMJ and DDJ can easily do higher when the boss is small or moves around too much. Your LB17 timing, DDJOF. Might be related to your RNG also. Like I heard a lot of LFDDJ issue is the RNG on the ball landings, but a lot of them just say that's better. I don't play LF anymore, so I'm not sure if they fixed the DDJ bug. If they do fix it, then it's not worth using DDJ anymore. And for STG, if you are doing almost timeout, I feel like the best way for you to improve is actually record a video and see if there's anything that you didn't cast on time. If everything is perfect, then it means that you need to enhance stuff. Like you need to gear up. Yes. Different classes have different kind of skills, and for a skilled player, there's no difference because they can land it anyways. I've seen like very good BD players back when there is no skill J doing very high damage. Even though BD AoE without the skill Js are very small, they can still do very high damage. Some players are just very good on playing their class, and when you ask them to change to other classes, they don't play as well, even though if the class has big AoE, like me on MK or me on Electra, I can see that I don't really play as well as I play on my Machina classes or Assassin classes, just because I'm not familiar with them. But it's not a big issue if you are good enough. It's always the case, because there's always like a best decision in every, like best timing to tumble, best timing to back away, best timing to cast skill. All of these need experience from the game. If you don't play the game long enough, or if you don't play just any game long enough, it's very hard for you to grasp the correct timing of it. Like, yeah. If you play those single player games, you'll see like a lot of people made like the impossible possible by just having a lot of practice. For some people, they just need more practice to get into the same level. For other people, they need less practice. It just comes to different people differently. And generally, meta class are called meta class because they have a lower skill floor and they can do high damage without being super skilled. Like Mara before was a meta class because she was like full iframe, 24 hours 7. So as long as you know how to do the rotation, you can do a pretty good DPS because you're always in iframe. Everything is like a STG to Mara back when there's still the iframe, even though Mara AoE isn't really that big. For non-meta classes, the reason they are non-meta because their AoE are slightly lower, like smaller, or their damage is not as good as the meta classes. So if they miss one skill, they will drop a lot of DPS, which is why they are not meta. And comparing between classes, you can see like some people does better in combat, some people does worse in combat. There are class difference, but usually it shouldn't be too far away from your STG DPS. If you do lower than your STG DPS, it usually means that you are doing something wrong. Like, this is the general consensus of all the older raiders. It's always this case because in raid, you got way more buffs than you usually have, especially for those single debuff classes. You should be doing more in raids. But there's some exception too, like Avalanche can do a bit lower than STG, but it shouldn't be too far off if you are playing properly or if you are landing your hits. Like, I don't play the class, so people will say that, oh, you don't play the class, you can't really say it that way, but that's how it always was. if you're good enough, then your actual rating or actual combat will look like what you did in STG. If you can't really do what you're doing in STG in combat, it means that you need to get better. Like for me, when I'm playing Buster, Impactor, Arena, Defensio, all the classes I play, I'm trying to make sure that I can keep my STG rotation as often as possible, or I make sure that at least I cast the VDJ, BMJ, DDJ, whatever J that I'm using on time, so that it's not too far off with my STG rotation. That's like how you get high DPS in raid in general. You need to if you can make sure that your rotation is as close as what you did in STG, you're all good. If there's any difference between you and other people when you are doing this, it means that they usually have a better gear than you. But in combat, you want to make sure that your rotation is as close as STG as possible. If it's not, then it means that you're not doing something right. Yeah. Download this game, you can go to Sea Dragon Nest. Yes, usually FD is better. There's like a certain attack that makes attacks slightly better, but generally FD is the best choice because most of the people have like very high attacks. If you buy the Machina package, you'll start with like 40M. But yeah. Yeah, I'll just say something to conclude everything. So yeah, the reason why people ask like the DPS why this guy's doing more than you and why this class is doing more than you is that they want to check if the class is really easy or really hard to maintain DPS in actual combat. But like I said, it really depends on people. Like some people think that this class is hard, that class is easy. When Defensio revamp came out, a lot of people ditched Defensio because she became harder to play. But for me, it's about the same. I don't really feel a very big difference. Like my DPS did decrease, but I didn't decrease as much as the other Defensio players. They said that their DPS dropped by like 30 or to 50%, but for me it's only like 10 to 20% drop. And I know that the drop is because I'm not familiar with the class yet. And my rotation is really different from my STG rotation. So if you can do your STG rotation perfectly in raid, then you are playing well. If you are not, then you are not playing well. That's as simple as it is. For people that are comparing DPS, it's just that they want to check whether your class is good at doing that or whether their teammates are overperforming or underperforming. It's not a very big deal to answer this type of question. If they are underperforming, you can say they are just playing safe. Like my team members ask me to play safe now because my DPS isn't really that important for them to clear, but me staying alive is important. So they asked me to play safe. Yes, that's what's happening with the non-meta classes. Like Defensio, a lot of people think that Defensio Third Awakening is trash, but like in CDN, I heard a lot of Defensio players said that it's only like a 30-second increase. But so far for me and for Histani, our increases are around like 1 minute. Yeah. Histani, yeah. Sorry, I'm not sure if I read that Asian right. But yeah, for us it's around like 1 minute. It's not as bad as what other people said, but it also depends because they probably didn't try the class as much as we did, or they probably didn't find the right rotation to it. At least for me, I can see a very big increase in my DPS in my Frozen run today. Like usually I can only do like 2, and today I'm doing 3, almost 4. Not the DPS, but the total damage. Usually I'm around like 2, 2.5. But today I'm doing like 3.7. It means that the awakening is a very big boost. Yeah. But I really don't think that you should keep on thinking that, oh, this guy play better than me, because there will be a lot of people who play better than you. It's always the case, especially if you go see other like single player games like Sekiro or Dark Souls. When you see those speedrun players, they are really good, but there are also better people who are better than them that suddenly come into their record and grab the newest one. It's just, yeah, you need to accept the fact that there are people that's better than you, and what you can do is just try to make sure that you are doing what your team expects of you. That I feel is the most important, because end of the day, Dragon Nest is still the 8-man raid game. So if your team members are happy with your performance, then you are good. If they are not, then you probably should change your party or try to train yourself more so you have a better DPS output so that they're happy with it. Yeah. Nothing much you can do, and there's nothing much to say. Like, yeah, I don't think there's right or wrong in this drama, because the question is just very common. Like, it's not a question that's purposely causing drama. Like, if you want really to purposely causing drama, you should have asked like other questions like, why are you playing this way? Why you do this? Why are you so bad? Or something like that. That is purposely causing drama. But just asking DPS and gears, I feel like it's okay, because maybe he's just really curious. Yeah. Yeah, Windwalker is really hard. Like, Windwalker DDJ especially, like before I have a lot of friends who play Windwalker DDJ, it's really hard for them to keep on their SDG rotation. But it's not the case that the class is bad, it's just that the class is really hard to play well. But then there's like a few Windwalkers who did really well on bosses that's big, so that they can spam the DDJ more and play safer or something like that. I don't really play Windwalker with Skill Jade, so I can't really give a good comment, but yeah. What we should do is to learn from them if you really want to play your class and try to get better, or maybe even get better than them. That's what I've been trying to do since I started playing Machina. Like, when I first started playing Patrona, I was super bad. I can't even do ducking properly. My gear step is a mess. But I train a lot. Like, I do a lot of runs just to make sure that everything is smooth, and whatever I did is the best I can do. And now you see where I am. People recognize me as one of the best Machinas. Although there are still some people who think that I did shit rotations. But I'm always trying to improve myself, see if I can do more DPS. Yeah. Because I want to be good, and I don't want to be like hindering my team from progress, which I'm hindering my team's progress right now because I'm just bad at the game. Is SDG collection title stack each character? Like when you get 2 dual core in one account? No, it doesn't. It's hero title. So all of the hero title only apply once in your account. Even though I cleared the NPC gift on multiple characters, it only apply once. So you see like it's 24.20 instead of like 40-ish. So if it's hero title, it only applies once. Okay, I feel like that's enough talk. Any last questions for me before I go? Like I really don't like to talk about drama, but yeah. If people ask, I will answer like my opinion on it. But yeah. The only thing that I won't approve is like using bugs to clear raids. Especially when people are getting first clear or something. If you got people using like, for example, the glad bug to clear S1, I don't really like it, but I can understand why they did that. Yeah. Then again, ED sometimes just let the bug live so that people can abuse it. Yeah. When Impactor Buster, when I get more confident with what I'm doing right now, because right now I still die quite a lot, I'm not playing the best I can play, but I find Buster and Impactor pretty hard to play in Stage 2. For Impactor, it's mainly because the AoE is so small, so if the boss suddenly turns its aggro on you, you don't really have any place to escape. You'll likely get comboed and you'll die. And for Buster, it's more like the skill buffs sometimes can kill you, especially with Flood Trick and Internal Light Soul and Internal Light Might. The animation is so long that it's really easy for the boss to kill you, even if you just cast it right after he finishes skill. Just because the whole buff takes like more than 5 seconds, usually the boss is starting another skill already. If the skill is fast cast, then you will get hit. Unless you don't cast your buff. Yeah, no worries. So yeah, I'm trying to get better in the raid before I stream it so that I won't get haters or people who are just really mean to say, oh, why you die here? Or like, why you do so low or something like that. Like, I only post stuff when I feel like it's good enough for people to watch, because in the past I got a lot of people saying that I'm bad, and I don't really like seeing that kind of comments, although I won't delete it. And I'll ask them how can I do better, but usually they won't respond. So what I can do best is just that I make sure that whatever content I post is like, make people shut up. Stop talking about me playing bad, because I'm trying the hardest I can. Thank you. Except Mara. Best sorcerer. I feel it's Illustra. Don't ask why, it's just Illustra. It's forever Illustra until they gave every class I stack. Yeah, it's only Buster changing name. Weird. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stop my stream now. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it in my Discord, like my Discord group. I don't mind talking about them there. If you have questions about like my opinion on stuff, feel free to ask there. I don't really like talking about dramas, but if you want to ask, just ask there. Just don't make me comment about how do you think this guy's playing well. I'm fine. But yeah, I really hope that it can be drama-less and everyone can just play better and better. Like everyone's improving, and I can have some cat senpai that I can look up to and I can discuss rotations with. Yeah, right now I mostly discuss with myself. Yeah, I really like to discuss about Dragon Nest, but usually don't really have people to talk about it. So yeah, feel free to join the Discord and ask questions if you want to. Thanks for watching. for watching, and see you guys tomorrow in on a new server.